Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Hello children, welcome to the session. In this session children, we are going to start with one of the most important chapters which is winds, storms and cyclones. So children, you might have heard about these storms and cyclones. So in this chapter, we are going to discover children what all are these storms and cyclones. We are going to discuss every bit about it. And now we are going to discuss about winds first of all. Okay. So children, what is wind? So children, wind is actually nothing but just the moving air. So the moving air is called as wind. Okay. So children, can you tell me about some of the activities around you which are possible because of the presence of air? So children, we know that air is present everywhere around us, and activities like flying a kite, movement of the blades of the windmill. Right children, windmills are installed in which areas? These are installed in the areas that have very high speed winds. Okay, very high speed winds. Okay, only then they are able to rotate the blades of the windmill at a very fast rate. Okay children, they are able to move at a fast rate, and in turn then they are able to form electricity. Okay. So children, these all activities around you can happen only because of the presence of air around you. But children, can you observe much more basic activities which proves that air is all around you, or there is movement of air, wind around you? So children, there can be observations like when you switch on the fan, there is movement of air. Okay. And you can observe your hair moving, right? Why is it possible? Because of the movement of wind. Then children, if there are clothes lying outside for drying, then you can observe the clothes moving. They are also moving. Why? Because of the presence of wind. So children, these are the activities around us occurring every day, which proves that there is wind and air around us. Okay. So let us now move ahead with our chapter and discuss about the cyclone which was there in Orissa. Okay, Orissa was hit by a cyclone with a wind speed of 200 kilometers per hour on children 18th October 1999. This cyclone smashed around 45,000 houses, making 7 lakh people homeless. Children, so can you imagine the intensity of this cyclone? And in the same year, on 29th October, a second cyclone hit Orissa with a wind speed of 260 km. And children, this second time it was accompanied by the water waves which were as high as 9 meters. So the destruction second time was even worse. Thousands of people, children, lost their lives. Property worth rupees crores was destroyed. The cyclone affected the agriculture, transportation, communication and electricity supply. So children, this caused a major destruction in Orissa, and we are going to discuss about cyclones in detail in this chapter. But before discussing about cyclone, we need to understand that air exerts pressure. Okay children, so children, air which is present around us is always exerting pressure. Okay, and how we can prove that children? We can take a glass of water, and children, you can place a cardboard piece, not very large, but the one which can cover the mouth of this glass, and you have to fill this glass with water and then cover it with a cardboard or a piece of paper. Then what you are going to do, you are going to reverse it immediately. Okay, you are going to reverse it in this way. Now this inverted glass, children, you will observe that water is not falling out from it. You have removed your hand from the cardboard, right? So there must be certain pressure, and this pressure which is stopping this cardboard from falling down, or it is stopping the water from coming out of the glass, because air is exerting pressure. Air is exerting pressure on it. Okay children, so this is one of the very easy example, and you can do this on your own, right? And you can check if air exerts pressure or not. So let us move ahead. So children, wind movement Wind, what is wind? Wind is the movement of air. The moving air is called as wind. Then children, wind has two important characteristics which are direction and speed. So what can be the direction? It can be from east to west, west to east. It can be anywhere. So first important characteristic of air is its direction, and second is the speed with which it is traveling. Okay, so the two important characteristics of air are direction and speed. Okay.
To show that air exerts pressure. Materials required: empty and clean 2-liter mobile oil can, water, tripod stand, Bunsen burner. Method: pour 250 ml of water into the clean mobile oil can. Place the can on the tripod stand and heat with the burner. When the water starts boiling, the steam formed from it expels out air from the can. When the steam is coming out freely from the mouth of the can, stop heating and immediately screw the mouth of can. Remove the can from tripod stand and pour cold water over it. You notice that can gets crushed. Why does the can get crushed? It is because on pouring cold water, steam inside the can immediately changes into water. This in turn causes vacuum inside the can. Thus, the air from outside exerts pressure on the walls of the can and crushes it. Conclusion: this experiment clearly shows that air exerts huge pressure.
So the conclusion is, children, the air pressure inside and outside the empty tin can is same. Okay, initially when the tin can was empty, the pressure inside and outside was same. Okay, but when the water started boiling, steam pushes the air move out of the can. Okay, so when we started heating the water, it started boiling, steam started developing, and what happened, this steam pushes the air, it pushed the air which was present in the can to move out of the can and occupies that place. Now when we are pouring the cold water over the can, the steam condenses to water. So the steam that was formed inside this can has now started condensing into water. So children, what is condensation? Condensation is the process wherein the water vapor gets converted back into the liquid state and the pressure inside the can decreases. What happened, children? The pressure that was exerted by the steam has now decreased. Okay, and the air pressure outside the can being more crushes the can, and this can is distorted. Okay, so children, have you understood this? What had happened initially, the can and the area outside it had the same air pressure. Okay, then we took water in it and steam developed. Then children, this steam increased the pressure, but when we closed the lid and poured cool water over it, this steam was converted into liquid again. So what happened? The pressure inside the can decreased. The pressure started decreasing, whereas the pressure outside the can is very large and it forced the can to get distorted. Okay, children, so this was all about the activity which proves that air exerts pressure. Okay, children, so let us now move ahead and we are going to discuss some of the points, children. Like when you fly a kite, wind coming from your back will help. Alright, whenever you are flying a kite, it will become easy for you to fly it if the wind is coming from the back side of yours. Okay, but if you try to fly the kite against the direction of wind, it will be difficult for you. Okay, then if you are in a boat, it is easy to row it if the wind is coming from behind you. Okay, and you can also imagine the example of a ship which had the sail on it, and the sailors were able to change the direction with the help of the direction of wind. Okay, and even if you are rowing a boat, it will be easy for you to row it in the direction of boat because the wind is pushing you in that direction. It is exerting some pressure on the boat as well. Okay, then children, when you are riding a bicycle, do you find it difficult to ride a bicycle against the direction of wind? Definitely you will be finding it very difficult to ride the bicycle against the direction of wind, but it will be easy for you to ride it in the direction of wind. Then children, also we fill air into the bicycle tube. The tires of the bicycle have to be filled with air. Okay. Also, you know that the bicycle tube overfilled with air may burst. So children, in both the cases it is a problem. If there is no air in the tire, you won't be able to ride the bicycle, and if you put too much air in these tires, then these tires will burst, because air is always exerting pressure. So children, all of these experiences shows us that the air exerts pressure. Okay children, and I really hope that you would have understood the concept really well.